Hi, hello everyone. So today I have one of our clients here, Estephania. So today we're going to be talking about her coaching journey and also like her experience working with us. I'm curious. I've been actually asking her a few times about doing this interview before. So yeah, Stefan, just tell us a little bit more about yourself and your coaching.
Hi, Lou. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. And yeah, my name is Estephania. Full name is Estephania Solis. My company is called Alchemia, and basically I'm an experienced facilitator and an integration coach. And I hold a bachelor's of psychology. I'm certified with the International Coaching Federation, and I hold an expressive arts therapy certification as well. In terms of my experience, I've been designing workshops, facilitating creative experiences, healing experiences through events, through partnerships, conferences, and community work for the past 5 years. I have also worked and I continue to work supporting clients with CAT or ketamine-assisted therapy and clients who microdose with psilocybin. And all of this is particularly in areas where people may be looking for, stress management. They're wanting to find peace of mind, harmony in their lives, whether it's through life transitions or if they're navigating substance use. Usually it's around fear of change,
Yeah.
especially if it's an unknown or very sudden change, right? So working basically within a trauma-informed model, coming from a compassionate-based space. And of course, it can go as far as working with depression, treatment-resistant depression, and high anxiety. That's a little bit about me, but if there's anything that I didn't touch on there, please let me know.
Oh, no, you gave us a lot there. It's quite an interesting breakdown there with coaching, and the fact that you've done psychology is that on is interesting because I've seen that a few times when people like coming from a background of psychology ended up going into coaching. But what led you to go to coaching or pursue coaching? Where did this desire of doing coaching came from with you, personal?
That's a great question. So, my my initial desire in life was to actually become just a creative, a full artist. I was going to live the artistic life, and I realized, well, there's such a healing nature in just any art form, any creative process. I was more interested after using art for my own healing. I was more interested in the impact and how it worked. So I kept questioning that a lot, and that's kind of what steered me into psychology. And once I was in that program, I really, really valued, excuse me, the insight that coach gives you. And this is to say that psychology therapy work, I definitely agree that it's important, that it's there, and we should have therapists, we should have clinicians to support the scientific side, right? For therapy, it's usually going back into the past, revisiting, doing a lot of depth work with your past. What I loved about coaching, though, is that it's a great complement to that because in coaching we focus on the present. Yes, there's an acknowledgement of the past. Yes, we go back to understand for context what happened so that we can then inform our immediate moment, right? Or moment. And with that, coaching for me offers doors of possibilities because there's always a yes and. Do you know what I mean? It's not, oh, this happened to me, therefore I'm staying there. It's we're visiting that, right? We're honoring our past. And we get to also rewrite or write or create our present so that we can honor our future selves. And that's what I really love about coaching. It's always keeping the mind open. And of course, that's part of alchemia. That's what my company is about. So keeping our heart open so that we can see the world and experience it from one of wonderment and possibility rather than closing those doors.
Awesome. Sounds like it was more like due to your own experiences and journey and kind of transformation that also led you to then wanting to get more into coaching, and now doing coaching as you're doing now, like to help other people. I don't know if I got that right.
You certainly did. Yes. It's experience-based, right? Alchemia is an experience-based practice. So therefore having that hands-on or that experiential wisdom to be able to come together with people or understand, for example, my clients, it's an in-depth work. It can't come just from up here. It has to come from the whole body.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. And what has been your experience of working with people now doing this work that sounds like you really love, and obviously was based on your own experience to get into it. So what has been your experience in doing coaching and helping other people? What has that been like for you?
Honestly, it's very rewarding to be able to witness shifts in people, and when it's it's twofold, right? It's a benefit for both, and witness people's just shift, either whether it's in a thought, in mindset, in how they integrate that into their life. You know, sometimes we when we talk about coaching and transformative work, we imagine these very drastic changes and they just happen overnight, and it's going to happen in this way. But sometimes it could be as simple as a thought, and that for me is like my heart starts pounding and I get very excited, and I it's one of those that I'm like, okay, this is why I'm here. And
Yeah,
that's you can't
yeah,
you
sounds
can't
like yeah. It probably sounds like a feeling of fulfillment and inner satisfaction that you previously helped sort of like make an impact to that particular client or that particular person.
correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And what would you say to someone who says that they are interested in doing coaching as well? Like, what would be the foundation for them? Like, what do they need to like sort of like foundation that okay, they can do coaching as well? Like someone who's interested in doing coaching and help other people make an impact, what would you say to them?
Okay, so if I understood correctly, if somebody were to be interested in coaching, what
Yeah,
would
if
they
someone
need?
was interested in doing what you do, helping other people, like in coaching, what would you say to that particular person?
So first, my belief is that we all have something to offer and give. Right? We all have our own gift, and how we tap into that, that's what makes us unique. That's what makes
Yeah.
them. And to be able to both honor that within ourselves and then offer it to people, whether it's through inspiration, that's where you see these leaders who they just are, right? They model naturally, and because of that, people are able to tap into and start trusting themselves to be able to hold that for people while doing the work, right? Because we can say it's easy, but it takes work. It takes work to do coaching as well.
Yeah.
For me is it's the starting, it's the foundation. But being able first to believe, okay, I'm capable of doing this. I can do my work, right? Because otherwise, if we're trying to hold other people but not working on ourselves or holding ourselves, then it's like trying to one of the teachings from one of my Buddhist mentors is you can't you can't build the third floor if you don't have the pillars and the foundation yet to a house. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you touch on something that obviously we all have our gifts, we all have something to offer. And that's something that I genuinely believe, and that's a principle, that's values that I share in my company, coaching.com. So obviously that I believe if you've been on a certain journey, and then you've managed to overcome something, or you've achieved something, you could use that to actually help other people and make this world a better place. That's what I believe in coaching. So what you just touched on there is something that I totally agree with as well. Yeah, anyway, talking about doing coaching.com, what has been your experience in working with us? Because as I did touch on earlier on that you are one of our clients here doing coaching.com. So how has it been like working with us here, and particularly working with me? I know obviously I'm putting you on the spot because I'm just talking to you, but just genuinely share what for others to hear what was it like for you to work with us here. I mean, we still continue working together in future, as well as you are planning to be in the platform as well, in the newly integrated coaches directory that we've just sort of integrated doing coaching.com. But just share with us your thoughts here on that.
Yeah. So, well, first, congratulations on the platform. I'm very excited for you to see how that grows and expands. For me, going back to understanding, for example, I knew that I had something, whether it's my experience, the way I work with people and I connect with them, I wanted to share that somehow with the world. I knew that, especially as you probably know, with coaching, there could be a lot of noise. And for me, I knew that it's so easy to get distracted and lost in that. And when I found you and we connected, I just liked the groundedness that you offer, the simplicity. You made it very easy for me to understand, okay, this is a path that I can follow. Again, talking about modeling, understanding that you're modeling that for me. So for me, it made me feel confident that, okay, this is possible. I'm able to do this.
Yeah.
It's simplified, it's straightforward, you were very clear. And I know it sounds, especially with everything that we want in this world and we would like to offer, to actually have a process that's simple, that it's forward and clear, for me was very grounding. And I understood, okay, this is why, this is what has made me sign up and continue in relationship with you and with doing coaching.com. That's how you build that foundation, what we talked about, right? We can get we can get, so we can go to the third floor and what we want to put, how we want to design it, how we want to do this, what color we want the walls, all this stuff. But the foundation is the first thing. And that's I know that resonated with me from the beginning.
Awesome, thanks. It's great to hear that. And obviously you've done different sessions, like one-on-one with clients, but also you've also had really some good success where you've landed premium clients, like a $10,000 clients. I think that's the one that you told me, and last time we spoke. So obviously seeing that what you have to offer, people value it so much that they're willing to actually invest in themselves. How does that make you feel? And also how has the experience of that made you sort of how has it been like for you, the experience, and obviously the feeling of seeing what you have to offer is something of so much value in people's lives?
Mm. But it comes down to belief, right? What we talked about, where say even if there's someone out there who's saying, okay, I know that I have something to teach and have something to share. I
Mhm,
don't know how. I want
mhm,
to offer that. The belief may not be there yet, but the wanting, the desire is there to help.
mhm,
And what I have found is it's the quality in that people are seeking. And when somebody's ready to be guided, not helped, because for me, my belief is that everybody has that internal wisdom. Whether they tap into it or how they tap into it is going to be dependent on them. But sometimes, again, through the noise and the distraction in the world, we can't hear ourselves, we can't hear our heart, we don't connect to that inner voice because
mhm.
there's so much distraction. And when somebody's ready to make that shift, whether it's just seeking peace of mind, or I want to work on stress management, sure, that may be
Mhm.
the door. But I start to recognize, okay, we're going into a space that might be a little bit fearful for
Yeah.
people, right? I can say for myself, when I've been doing my work, there's moments where I'm going through fear, but it
Mhm,
takes a lot of courage, right? A lot of heart to say, okay, I am so invested in making this change and doing this work that I will seek out another, whether it's a person, a community, to
mhm,
help me hold that, to help me, whether it's mirror that, because I understand that I need help. And even just that simple reaching out, or like you said, investing themselves with that amount of money, that's
mhm,
fear sometimes, but it takes a lot of courage to push through that.
mhm.
There's the hope that after, at the end of that, or after pushing through that, the change is going to be there, and that's only going to open up and expand that person's life, possibilities, or just change that they're looking to see at that point. So that's, at least for me, what I've recognized, especially working with clients, that they're ready.
Mhm.
They're in fear could be pushing them in the beginning, right? That's, I always
Yeah.
say, like, fear, it's
Mhm.
our initial marker for how we make a change, but then what we do with that and how
Yeah.
we through, that's where I say, okay, let's do this. Let's focus on the quality that we're
Mhm.
looking for at that point.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right there because, like, yeah, obviously, as much as we want to help people or change their lives, also they need to be ready for that. Like, because if they're not ready, then it's it's usually not easy to help them. They need to be ready to be helped and to receive the help,
Mm.
100%. Yeah, and so what would be some of the memorable transformations that you've seen with your clients? Just one that comes to your mind, and yeah, it really made an impact. Yeah. Um,
Well, you put it really, really hard here. There's so many.
yeah, yeah, okay. Awesome. That's awesome. If there's so many, then that's awesome. That's good. That's what coaching is all about. Making so much impact that you can't even say which one was the best because they were all so impactful. Which one is memorable because they're also like they're also impactful. They're all like did sort of like as important as each other. So yeah, maybe I didn't, yeah. So but just share with us whatever whichever come to your mind, like um
I'll Okay, so I'll share more on what I've seen, when it comes in terms of ketamine assisted therapy, and people who are microdosing with psilocybin.
yeah.
Um, I Yeah, my heart just again, it opens up, and I can't help but smile. I've danced with clients. I've like celebrated them, as awkward as it may feel, maybe, because it's something new. Like
Mhm.
be reflected and mirrored back in that way and be celebrated. When when I have clients who share with me that they're completely off of their whether it's antidepressants, anxiety medication, and
Mhm.
that they're to create the shifts that they're doing in their life. Quite recently, client who was going through boundary work and being able to, you know, to experiment and explore the exercises that we did, um, and then being able to just hold true to themselves and use their voice,
Mhm.
honor themselves, especially especially with people who have been on medication as like the only way out, right? This is their solution. That's it. That's what the medical system gives them. Not saying that it's bad. I I I respect the medical system, and it's there
No, I
for
get you. Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, we're not saying it's bad for sure. Yeah.
um but when I see them just breaking free from that construct, that chain of
Mhm.
whether it's that quick fix or okay, try this will work for, just to alleviate or kind of put that band-aid.
Mhm.
um but when I've had clients share like, oh, it's the first time that I've been able to feel sadness. I know it was intense, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
it was strong, but I know what it feels like in my body now, and I can distinguish that. I know what to do with it.
amazing.
Or it was the first time I was able to be, for example, at a party, at a celebration, and feel authentic joy and happiness for people. I didn't know what that felt like. For
Mhm.
me, like that makes me cry. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
happening.
that's really transformational. Yeah, for sure. I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that it's things like those, like I said, witnessing, just even when clients share those little details,
Yeah.
for me, oh, I can feel it in my body. Just okay, oh, it's
Yeah. And
working.
yeah,
Yes.
feeling of satisfaction. Yeah, of fulfillment. It's amazing. That's why I love coaching. Um, Awesome. And so obviously you said that the one thing that you did like about doing coaching.com or working with us, it was like the grounding and sort of like structure and processes. So would you recommend doing coaching.com or anyone like in a space of coaching was looking for some assistance in terms of coaching? Would you recommend working with us here doing coaching.com?
I would, yes, because you've made it so easy to where people can have one-on-one sessions with you, and at the same time kind of do it at your own pace platforms,
Sure.
so that it's tailored to them, which, as you said, when people are ready, they'll be
Mhm.
ready. But
Yeah.
in that process, it takes time to go through the rhythm or the pacing that works for you. And
Mhm.
so I definitely that's of great value.
Awesome, yeah. And what would you say to someone who's on the program, but they say that I haven't really got much progress for this reason, for another reason. Like as someone who obviously has been on a coaching journey for some time, what would you say to that person who feels like, okay, I've been with doing coaching, but I don't feel like I have had much progress, or maybe I'm not getting much progress. What advice would you give that person?
Step by step. That's all I can say.
No, awesome.
Right?
Yeah. And sorry, yeah.
Just yeah, it's sometimes we want to jump from point A to point, D or Z, but
Mm,
just focusing sometimes, okay, what's the next step? And in
yeah.
that, no,
Mm,
you're there for the platform is there to kind of that you can work at your own pace.
Mhm.
I find that very valuable, and it takes off the pressure of, okay, you have to do it under this amount of time or this amount. We already
Yeah.
have so much daily life.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's basically commitment, make sure that you commitment, but also like do it one step at a time and not be sort of like feel overwhelmed and rush. Sounds
Mhm.
like that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so what's next for you with your coaching, Jane?
Oof. Well, I mean, right now, working one-on-one sessions, the next part, which I know we've spoken about, is creating
Mhm.
healing experiences or workshops, which I have under expressive arts
Mhm.
facilitation mainly. But
Yeah.
now, uh, being able to share and kind of bring all those pieces through collaborations, which
Mhm.
is it's part of my heart. I love collaborating with people and seeing, I mean, that's part of my business. It's called Synergetic Arts Experiencing.
Yeah.
So being to create those synergies and um, um, kind of out of that, it's not one or the other, but rather creating something special in that moment. So we'll see where that takes us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amazing. And and as a coach right now, who can benefit the most by working with you? Like, if someone is listening to us, they kind of like feel like they resonate with the things that you're saying, and maybe they might wanna work with you. So, like, what what sort of areas would you say that, if you are in this kind of in these challenges, like I'll invite you to come and have a chat with me. I might be able to help.
Yeah, so usually working with creatives, people
Mhm.
who are, again, anybody in life transitions,
Mhm.
uh, anybody looking to cultivate that self-love piece, being
Mhm.
able to explore creativity, or if they feel like they're stuck
Mhm.
in life, being able to work with that, and also anybody who is looking for a compassionate based practice.
Mhm.
So I bring in, I don't know if I shared this earlier, but my background or my toolkit, so to speak, is with, of course, altered states of consciousness. So integrating psychedelic medicine, anybody who is familiar with or interested in Buddhism, I do bring Buddhist philosophy,
Mhm.
expressive art, um, facilitation. So that's going to be intermodal, and that can include working with voice, working with movement. Uh,
Mhm.
movement can mean so many things, just movement of the body, movement of the psyche, poetry,
Mhm.
painting, music. So all of that is intermodal, and that's why it becomes very unique. Hence the synergetic arts experiencing, very unique to the person, right?
Yeah.
So whatever that person brings in, and then of course my background would be more in the mental health
Mhm.
area. So again, treatment resistant depression, uh, high anxiety. I've worked with people on the spectrum, borderline personality, bipolar, um, yeah, and PTSD.
Yeah, awesome. And where can they find you?
They can find me on my website. It is www.synergeticartsexperiencing.com. I'll send that to you after this. And then, of course, they can always email me at info@alchemia.com. Alchemia is spelled Alkehmia.
Mhm.
Uh, and then once they go onto my website, my phone number is there as well.
Okay.
Uh,
Awesome. Well, Estephania, thanks a lot for taking your time and doing this chat with us. Yeah, also, if I share this on YouTube, I'll try and put your website underneath it, so they'll be able to actually go to your website and find you. So thanks a lot for taking your time and talking to me today. And I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Zbu. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.